Good morning, year 10s. This lesson will be a little different, simply because I am at university again, doing a professional development day, so you have a relief teacher. In front of you all should be an assignment, and what I'm going to do is give you some hints on completing this assignment. While I'm doing that, if I go too quickly, you can put your hand up and ask the relief teacher to slow down this recording simply by pausing me. Alright, now, the trick to completing this assignment successfully is being able to spot patterns between the work that we've done already and the questions on the assignment sheet. Now, where you can look for the work we've done already is through the worked examples in the textbook or through your own notes. Both will be incredibly useful as far as helping you with the assignment. To give you an example of how to do this, take a look at the top left-hand question in your assignment, the minus 8a squared take 4ab. Now, if you had a search through the worked examples in your textbook, you might come across this one, worked example 5 on page 61. And that is this here, minus 12a squared b take 9ab squared. And it looks vaguely similar to your first assignment question, in that there are negatives flying around the place and that there are both a's and b's with different powers. Now, in the book, it runs through exactly how to solve this question. Namely, we have to find the highest common factor between minus 12 and minus 9, that being minus 3. Then we need to find how many a's and b's we can take out of each term. Here, we can take 2 a's out, but here we can only take 1. So the highest number of a's we can take out of both terms is 1 lot of a. And similarly with b's, from the first one we can only take 1, but from the second we can take 2. So the highest number we can take from both is 1. And that is our highest common factor that we've removed. Now the question is, what do we multiply minus 3ab by to get us back to minus 12a squared b? So if we do 3 times what minus 3 times what gets us to minus 12, then it's going to be minus 3 times 4 is minus 12. A times what gets us to a squared? Well, a times a gets us to a squared. B times what gets us to b? It would just be 1. If we wanted to, we could write times 1 in here. But since anything times 1 is just itself, we tend to leave out the times 1. Now, similarly, how do we get to 9, or minus 9? Minus 3 times what is minus 9? Minus 3 times positive 3 is minus 9. A times what gets us to a? Well, it's 1, so again we don't write the 1 in. And b times what gets us to b squared? Well, b times b gets us to b squared. And there are no more terms after. Now, the trick to passing this assignment is being able to apply what happened here, or what you see in the worked examples, to the example questions. And the better notes you'll have taken throughout this topic will make this assignment easier. A couple of others. This is worked example 7 on page 62. Now, we have 4 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4. With a mixture of letters. We have a, x, we have an a and a y, we have an x, and we have a c. So, the question is, we have 2 c's in fact, what question in the assignment does this look similar to? I'll give you a hint, it's on the first page. Now I'll run through how to solve this, and then hopefully you'll be able to apply the logic from this to your assignment. Now in worked example 7, it shows that this can be split into pairs. And remember me drawing a line down the middle when we went through it in class? Now, we want to factorise the pair on the left. So 2ax minus 8ay. We can take a 2 and an a out of each, leaving us with x minus 4y. Now, we know that if this bracketed term can appear on the right hand side also, we can factorise it in pairs. So we need to choose a highest common factor to take out of this right-hand side. Now the common factor we can take out of this right-hand side is negative c. So if we take minus c out, then we have x minus c times what gets us to 4cy. Well, that is minus 4y. Now this is exactly what we wanted to happen. We wanted to see two identical bracketed terms. If you wanted, you could think of that as an A and that as an A, leaving us with 2A capital A minus C capital A. Now, if you saw that, you could say, well, we take out a common factor of our capital A, leaving us with 2A take C, not 2, C. Here we do exactly the same thing. We can take out this entire A term, but A for us is x take 4y, and then our other bracket is what we came up against over here, and that is 2A take C. So that's called factorizing by grouping in pairs, and there are many examples in the book that will help you with any similar looking questions in the assignment. Finally, there's this one, and many of the questions in the assignment look similar to this. So I'll give you a hint. Turn over to the second page and find a quadratic, and there may be more than one, where the first number is not 1. And there are 3 terms in it. A squared term, an ordinary term with an x or a q or a y or an a, and then a constant term. Now, how do we factorize these? Well, worked example 9 on page 66 gives us some hints, as will plenty of your notes. We start by checking if this first term, in our case 3, is a common factor for all the terms. And we're fortunate, it is a common factor for all the terms. We can take 3 out of everything. Okay, now what? Well, we can leave the 3 out the front, but what do we do with the term in the brackets? What we want is to look for 2 numbers. Numbers that add to positive 2 and multiply to minus 8. Now, a good way to start searching for this is listing factors of minus 8. Pairs of numbers that will get us minus 8 when they are multiplied together. So, for example, if we did 2 and negative 4, that would be minus 8. If we did 1 and negative 8, we could do negative 1 and 8. We could do negative 2 and 4. All of those pairs will multiply to minus 8. However, we want the pair that also adds to positive 2, which is this one here. So, leaving the 3 out the front, using our sum and product property, sum and product factorization technique, we have found the minus 2 and the 4, meaning we can factorize this by writing it as q minus 2, q plus 4. And that is factored. It's all split up into brackets. So you have the rest of this lesson to look through your notes, look through the textbook, looking for similar questions that can help you factorize. Homework is this assignment. It is due this Friday, Friday the 29th, and as usual on Wednesday after school I'll hold a maths tute if anyone needs additional help for the assignment. Let me just remind you that this assignment is an individual piece of work. While you're welcome to use your notes and textbook, you're not welcome to copy off other people. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow.